Hey guys, John here from Cover My Wheel. After all the feedback we received, we decided to create an extended installation guide for one of our steering wheel covers. Today we are installing a steering wheel cover on this black Audi RS3. As you can see, the original steering wheel has seen better days. When you'll receive one of our covers, you'll find the following items inside the box: a steering wheel cover, 2 sets of thread, double-sided tape, a thimble, a stuffing tool, and an installation manual. You will also need a pair of scissors to get started. Let's begin the installation process. On the back of the cover, you will find an F for front and B for back. The B should always be on the back of your steering wheel. Next step is to align the cover and firmly put the cover over the steering wheel. Also make sure to do this for paddle shifters as well. If you don't have paddle shifters, you can skip this step. Next step is important. Align the cover all the way around the steering wheel. On most steering wheels, there is a line or stitch in the centre of the steering wheel. Your cover should match this line. Otherwise, the stitches won't line up perfectly and you will have gaps on certain parts. The other thing that you need to check is that when you grip the steering wheel from a normal driving position, you don't want the cover to pull out of position. This means ensuring that you have enough material to tuck in underneath the plastic trim. This is how you don't want your cover to sit on your steering wheel. You can see that I am gripping the steering wheel in a normal driving position and it's pulling the front of the wrap out of alignment. This is exposing the top of the steering wheel and it's not giving us enough material to tuck underneath the trim. Once the cover is correctly positioned on the steering wheel, you can start by adding tape in a few key positions. On most steering wheels, these spots are usually on the back at the 9, 6 and 3 o'clock positions. Essentially, anywhere the steering wheel curves inward or caves in is where you want to place the tape. After that, remove the backing from the tape and press it firmly into place. Next, tuck the excess material under the trims of your steering wheel. Then, grab your stuffing tool and create a small gap. You can use the cardboard spool to keep this gap open, which makes it easier to tuck in the excess material. Please note that this method does not work for all models. For example, on this Audi RS3, the plastic trim is too small, so I will not be using it here. When tucking in the edges, be careful not to damage the cover. If you want to be extra safe, fold the wrap back on itself and tuck it in while folded backwards. Once everything is tucked in, you can grab your thread and cut the correct length. For the top part of the steering wheel, you will need 4 times the width of the steering wheel. For each bottom section, you will need twice the width of the steering wheel. Let's start the stitching process. There are a few ways to begin the stitch. Make sure to not pull too tight at the start. You will need to tuck in those parts at the very end. Everyone has a different stitching pattern preference. You can choose a few different options. You can each choose to skip a hole on each side or go through them one by one. Here are a few examples of the differences. Now you can start stitching the steering wheel cover all the way around the wheel. To finish the stitch, cut the thread at the last hole and tuck it neatly underneath the cover. Alternatively, you can loop the thread a few times through the last hole before cutting it for extra security. Once you are done, you can enjoy the new look and feel of your steering wheel. If you have any questions, feel free to let us know. You can always contact us via email or through our live chat.